Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
No hope for that. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, thank you, Craig.
Kindergarten registration. Mr. Matt Fridley will inform the board about changes to kindergarten registration. We all have our flyers.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It feels good to be here in the spring. I'm not used to that. And I got to follow Mr. Hounsom, which is not the norm. I normally follow my
Could have brought the
building
cookies
level
back
colleague.
down and really.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to be here tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to come speak to you tonight about kindergarten registration. First of all, I forgot the clicker.
You can leave it over there.
Okay, that'd be great. First of all, I wanted to come tonight. It's hard to believe that it is time for kindergarten registration, but it's coming up. Our kindergarten registration will start in April. And I wanted to go through a few things with you and also to present to the community so that we can make sure we get as many students through kindergarten registration as possible. Kindergarten registration for many years has been a two-day, traditionally it's been a two-day event. This year, and it's been held everywhere from the Methodist Church to Green Tree. Even I talked to some teachers that years ago it was held in the buildings. First of all, I want to say thank you to those organizations for their help with helping us put that event on for several years. It's really worked well. But this year, in speaking with Laura Brown, our early childhood director, one of the things we talked about was how the screening went for the early childhood students, and looked at an option to change the way we do kindergarten screening to make it specific to each building. So this year we're going to have registration day for each elementary building. And as we go through this, I'll detail which day is each building. Our early childhood director, Laura Brown, and I talked about having PAT personnel screen our students. They give the dial test throughout the year. It's a great opportunity for us to use them as a resource, and also it helps us have some continuity in the things we do. And it's a lot less stressful. It's hard to go through 2 days of getting everyone through kindergarten screening. This should spread it out and have kids coming to kindergarten screening specifically for their building. I would like to stress the importance that parents do need to start calling and making an appointment for registration day. There's a flyer I've placed on each one of your the area in front of you. It's gone out in the community, and our hope is to share it with as many people as possible. I'm hopeful that we can get some more advertisement for that. Kindergarten registration is going to be held here at this building. Mark Twain is Monday. It works pretty well. This really, as an elementary teacher, you'll see why I've done this. Mark Twain Monday, Truman Tuesday, Wyman Wednesday, because it's easy to remember, first of all. But also, we'll start with Mark Twain on Monday, because I'm responsible for kindergarten screening. If we have some glitches, it'll be on me for the first day, and I can straighten everything out. That way my colleagues at Truman and Wyman will have great days, and I'll be the hero. So we also have an alternative day on Friday. I just didn't put it in there. Our goal is to try to get kids to go to their assigned day, but we will have another. We will have time on Friday for students that maybe can't make the day that their building has assigned to them. We understand that families sometimes have events that keep them from doing that. So Monday, April 17th is when it begins. It'll be in this building here, and looking forward to having kids coming in and out of this building and being able to keep everything organized and not have to transport as much. One of the things we're trying to do is get families to call and make an appointment for their students. The flyer is out and about in town, and if you know someone that has a kindergarten student or know someone that could advertise for us, we would surely take some help for that. So, does anyone have a question for me this evening? Happy to answer. Yes, sir.
So I'm guessing that there's probably going to be a question about, do you happen to have a 4-year-old at home as well? Or a student that will be 4, or a child that will be 4 that might be interested
Yes,
in
one of the things that Laura and I talked about was we could end up identifying some other students that may potentially be a part of our early childhood program.
Okay.
And we certainly will ask that. One of the things we are doing, we always ask parents, we've started in the past couple of years, we ask the question, has your child attended preschool? And with that
Right.
may come some answers to some questions that we might want to know as well, to recruit other students. So if that happens, that'd be great. We'll do what we can to bring them in.
And what if this is your first child and you don't know which school district or which elementary school is yours?
The great thing is our secretaries all know where our boundaries are. They understand which building is for your part of town, and they'll just transfer the call over. So if they call Mark Twain and they should have called Wyman, we just transfer them over and let them
I
know
see.
what's going on. So it works pretty well.
And Matt?
Yes.
What length of time would it take for a parent to, like, if parents take off work?
What should
How
we
long would they?
One of the things that we're trying to do is to shorten the amount of time that parents have there. We understand that people have busy schedules. We've scheduled fewer appointments at one time. Our goal is to try to get kids through. I'm hoping, I mean, I want to be optimistic and say under an hour, but we don't know, realistically how it will occur. Sometimes it comes down to the child, whether or not he or she is willing to answer the questions or be a part. Sometimes we have to get them going,
Okay.
but other times it
Red light on 'em.
goes quickly. So just depends on the child.
And so what
sometimes
is
as
the
well.
time frame
Sure.
during the day?
It's 10 in the morning until
Go
6.
back,
in
go
the,
back, go back.
I'll go back.
I wasn't
It's 10 in the
looking at it.
morning until 6 p.m. So we've tried to incorporate some times where if a parent had to take off at lunchtime or if they couldn't get off until 5. We find our kids do a little bit better later in the morning. They're a little more awake than if we started early in the morning. That
part
said,
is-
our Friday times are from 8 to 1. So if there's a parent that can't get those times off, we've also accommodated for them, trying to make sure that families are willing to bring their students in for kindergarten registration.
Matt, can you speak again to the benefit of having it here with the copies we run, the
Sure.
access to technology,
Most certainly.
even substitute teachers?
Well, most certainly there are several benefits to having it here. First of all, we get students into a district building. They get to come into a building where we can take and make the copies, whether it's make the copies and scan them and put them directly into a Google Doc. For example, we were talking about nursing forms today. Just making the copies as they were here, we can scan them and send them directly to the nurse, and we can start to work on some of the things that we do. We can also, one of the things that we will cut back on is the number of subs that we have. Kindergarten screening has been notoriously a difficult time to get substitute teachers because we were calling in substitute teachers for every single kindergarten teacher, our speech language processing speech teachers, our counselors, even the principals sometimes need someone to cover for them when they're gone for 2 days. With this, the model that we've brought this year, with the help of PAT, we will not have nearly as many subs. In fact, I'm not sure the amount, but it's very minimal, 3 or 4 maximum subs. So the savings to the district will also be there as well. But I think it's important for parents to see, to come into a district building. Not that we didn't appreciate having other facilities, but it's great for them to come into our district building and understand where our central office is as they make their way through our school district.
So the principal and the counselor from each building will be here on their day?
Yes, our intention, I will be here every day, but our intention is for, on Mark Twain's Day or Truman's Day or Wyman's Day, is to have the administrator from that building, because there are questions that are specific
Absolutely,
to Wyman
yeah,
that
yeah.
I can't answer. Their transportation delivery methods are different than mine at Mark Twain, so our hope is to educate parents.
Well,
I
it's
also-
important that parents meet the principal too. right?
Sure, and you're exactly right, and develop that relationship. The other thing that we're talking with our kindergarten teams is looking at how we welcome families. I was speaking with our kindergarten team today. They're looking at doing an open house prior to the normal open house, having a day where we schedule times with families. They come in before our normal open house, kind of like we do for conferences,
Right.
and give them a chance to meet the teacher on a one-on-one basis before a general open house. Going to kindergarten is a different experience. Some people, this is their first child to go to school,
Right.
and for some it might be, your last that goes through, but and they're experienced with it. But we're hopeful that we can make it as smooth as possible and build that relationship from the beginning with families.
Very good.
Yes.
Matt, when people come for kindergarten registration, they come in the front door. Where do they go after that?
Sure, we're going to bring them in the front door of this building. They'll come right in, there's a table right there. We're actually going to collect all the paperwork that we need from them right then and there.
Right in front of the, right where the
Make the
doors are.
copies right there in the doorway, and then they're going to come into this room while we take their student to whichever room they test in. They'll be in this room, they'll fill out the necessary enrollment paperwork, and then we'll have transportation here all 4 days. They'll talk about busing, and we'll also look at the forms that they bring to make sure they have everything that they possibly need. We'll have access to computers. As some of you may know, your shot record, sometimes you can pull it up online if you forget to bring it.
Right.
So they need to bring proof of residency, a birth certificate, and a shot record. If they don't have some of those things, we'll have an opportunity to access technology as well. So looking forward to that.
Good. Very good.
Okay. Thanks for your
We'll
time.
look forward to
Appreciate it.
the after-action
Yes, the
report.
report will come out in June, or no, before June, most likely. So,
Great.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, everybody.
Thank you.